My position in my business is quite simply a direct result of how I build it. That's because I put in $6,000 right at the very beginning. Basically, this work was originally supposed to be completed in about a day and a half or 2 days, but since there were very large gaps and there were bends, it unfortunately got delayed and eventually got stuck along the way. In this case, I could have spun it, told the client, and added another $2,000 or $3,000 on top, and that would have been fair. That is, in addition, we will also redo it, put the tiles back, install all the drywall, and we won't charge anything for that at all. Because there are a lot of people who want honest people who will do things honestly. We call the realtor and say, we cleaned it, here's the pipe, we'll do a pull in place and keep the same price. Money or reputation, when we are just getting started with a new business venture, especially in those crucial early stages, we need to make money. And the goal of business is precisely money. But my position in my business, and this is how I build it, one of the reasons why my business is growing is because I put reputation and the client first, and money comes second. And now I will tell you 2 positive stories and 1 negative one that happened in my life. The first story, that happened last week. Both of these stories, one is still ongoing and one has already ended. The first story. A realtor called me last Saturday and said, we need to do this kind of job. He sends me a video and I say that I need to go and take a look. He says, do it like this. I give him an estimate. I understand that this is all over the phone. My guys are a bit free at the moment, so I give him a low price. The job was $6,000 to do 30 feet of descaling and epoxy lining. $6,000. Basically, we were supposed to finish this job in about a day and a half to 2 days. The guys go to do the job, to clean, and we agreed on spray epoxy. In fact, we could have done it in a day. They go to do the spray epoxy, they clean it, but there are a lot of holes and cracks in this pipe, and well, it's just impossible to do it with spray epoxy. In other words, it just won't work. The other 3 pipes. We call the realtor and say, we cleaned it, this is the condition of the pipe, we'll do pull in place and keep the same price. We agreed with him on this, settled everything with him. We started doing the pull in place. We're carefully pulling it through, and because there were very large gaps and significant bends in the material, it got pulled in, became kinked, and ultimately ended up uneven as a result. And when it dried, we pulled everything out from inside. Well, it's just impossible there. So we have to dig. We cut it open and say, well, everything went really badly and we need to dig. We cut it open. This was right at the driveway before the side back, the entrance to the house before the sidewalk. We cut the concrete, dig it up, excavate about 4.5 feet deep, connect the new pipe to the old pipe, and since we still have a section left, we say, okay, we'll do pipe bursting. We'll pull a completely new plastic pipe through, connect everything and do it the right way. The realtor calls and asks, how much will this cost? What's the price? What will it be? Like, the client is very worried about how and what will happen. And the client says, I need this done by Thursday because I have clients coming. Well, guests are coming and he says it has to be finished. So we pull the guys together and do everything faster. I say, we will absolutely maintain the same price as before. We won't change it at all. Thank you very much for your understanding. There was one mistake on our part. In this situation, I could have spun it, told the client, and added another $2,000 or $3,000. That would have been fair. Well, if you look at the market and the price, it would have been completely fair, but I charged for what I did. My guys made a mistake. It was wrong, so I take responsibility for it myself. So we do it, we pour all the concrete, and on top of that, we even concrete the second part that was dug up and repaired before us. And we weren't supposed to do that. We even go ahead and repair that particular part for the client, and as a result, the client is extremely satisfied, leaves us a glowing 5-star review, and we receive our payment, and the job is finally done. That's exactly why in real life I always show that for me, my clients and my reputation are far more valuable than just money. The second case, Angelo and Melissa. Today, I met with a client, and there was a situation. We came when the house was being sold, we did an inspection and we said, yes, we can do the descaling and epoxy spray. Do everything, including the water heater. We gave a price of $22,500 for this job. We arrived to clean, started cleaning the kitchen, and we saw that the pipe was broken. That is where the main pipe runs. We have photos, videos, we can show them where the main pipe runs, and a 2-inch pipe connects to it. And it's just a 4x2 combo fitting, meaning it's completely broken. There's nothing there at all. And as a result, we simply can't do any lining at all. We said the only option is pipe bursting to dig it up. She was in shock and said, I was told that all the work would be done, the whole system would be new, and there wouldn't be any problems at all before I even moved in. And we said, well, that's how it is, that's the way things are, what can we do about it? Now we make an agreement with her. I say, okay, we'll do pipe bursting, we'll dig up the bathrooms, we'll completely replace the sewer lines for both bathrooms, the kitchen, we'll do a reroute, the laundry, we'll dig, cut, and do the reroute. So the total cost of this work should have been $33,000 to $35,000. We're doing it for $22,500 because we're in a situation where the client is stuck and she says, I don't know, I bought the house, I don't have any more money. I spent all my money on the house. The house is 1.5 million, that is $1 million. She says, I spent all my money, I have absolutely no money left. And I understand this client's situation, so we said, okay, we'll do it. We called in a person that is in addition. We'll redo it, put the tiles back, install all the drywall, and we won't charge anything for it at all, because the realtor recommended us. And now, if we don't do this, we'll let down the realtor who recommended us. In other words, we'll be letting down another person. And this realtor calls me, Angela, and says, we have meetings every Monday, there are 100 realtors there. I want to introduce you to all of them. So as a result of my work, of my honest attitude, not because I have to, but because I believe in it. And this is the idea behind my business. It's part of the core values of the business. We do this for our clients. And now, a negative story. A client, plastic sewage pipes, we had to epoxy it because there were cracks in the plastic pipes and nothing was happening to stop it from leaking anymore. We do the job and one of the cartridges explodes and epoxy gets scattered all over the house, all over the garage. We say, okay, it's our responsibility, we did this. No questions asked. We replace the carpet and buy the one he wants. He picked an expensive carpet and we pay for the things that were damaged. He settles up with us. We cover all the expenses that came up and even give a discount. As a result, this job ends up costing us about $5,000 in losses. That is, we fully cover everything he wanted. And in the end, after everything we did for them, the person still gives us a 1-star review. So, well, there are people like that too. We did everything we could on our end. We were honest, but the person acted that way. And it's their right to do as they feel. So if you want to build a business that lasts for years and generations, do it honestly. The money will come because there are plenty of people out there who genuinely want honest people. Individuals who will always do things fairly, act with integrity, and whom they can truly trust. And there are also many companies that come in and unfortunately act dishonestly, cut corners, and do things that aren't quite right. And of course, their reputation inevitably suffers as a result. It doesn't matter whether the client is aware of it or not, or even if they ever find out about it. The consequences remain the same. Even if I ultimately end up working at a loss and the client is not only bad but also treats me unfairly or disrespectfully, I still make sure to do everything at the absolute highest level possible. Even if the client comes up with some made-up, unrealistic, or completely unreasonable reasons, I still do my job 100%, giving it my full effort and dedication, no matter what. First of all, I am a licensed plumber and I have to do this. No, secondly. First, I do this before God. Second, I am a licensed plumber and I have to do it this way. Third, the client doesn't know that just because they behave this way, I would do the job incorrectly. So how would I be any better than the client if I do the job incorrectly just because he treats me unfairly? And if I do something wrong with a client once, I'll get used to it. It will become normal for me. I'll start doing it for the second, third, and even the fifth client, cutting corners and doing things wrong. And as a result, my business will get a very bad reputation and no one will want to work with me and it will shut down. That's why even when someone doesn't know or even when someone treats you badly, you still do your job absolutely 100% well with unwavering commitment every single time. This is just one way to build a truly successful business. So if you like this video and find it interesting or helpful, please do give it a like, subscribe to our channel on YouTube, and leave a thoughtful comment below. It's truly very important for the continued growth and ongoing success of our project's YouTube channel. All the best, take care, and see you in the next video.